what were you doing before you became a real estate investor?
So I graduated college in 2018 in North Carolina, and I came to Texas, and I started a W-2 selling boxes. So like, you order stuff off of Amazon, right?
Yeah, all day long.
Right, yeah. So they ship the boxes with those. My company was making a lot of those boxes. We didn't sell directly to Amazon, but we sold to a lot of companies where they need packaging, right? Packaging is a huge industry. We don't need to dive into that, but it's a very huge industry internationally, right? So people need packaging. Kind of getting bored talking about boxes as it is. So I was talking about boxes for 2 years, and I just really didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to talk about cardboard or corrugate, as they call it. And I'm 24 at the time, and I'm about to be 25. I need to start something for myself, right? If I'm going to dive into entrepreneurship and look for that freedom of it, it can't be through W-2, it can't be doing something boring. And I didn't have, mortgage. I didn't have kids, wife, things like that. So it's not something that I had anything that was restricting me from getting to that point.
Get there.
I could take the risk. I could afford to take the risk, and I did.
Born and raised, where is your family raised? Do they live here in Texas?
No, so I was born in Texas, and we lived over in Grapevine by Dallas, and I lived there for 5 years, and then we moved to North Carolina.
And then you decided to move back to Texas.
Yeah, my buddies give me hell for this because it's such a dumb saying, but I always tell them I have blood in these roots, I want to come back. So I wanted to come back to Texas.
Do you feel like you're home now?
Yeah.
So when you told your family that you're going to get into real estate, what was their reaction?
They were questionable about it. They were like, how do you make money with this?
What is their background?
Both of them are project managers. So they work for IT groups where they produce software, things like that. And then they manage the groups within that.
So they're 9 to 5. You decided to be an entrepreneur. They're like, what's wrong with you? Can you just stay still? Keep selling boxes.
Yeah. Right.
So what was their feedback when you decided to tell them, hey, I'm doing this?
Well, I mean, they always knew I was an entrepreneur. So I was president of Entrepreneurship Club in college, and I've been doing entrepreneurship since I was little. I was selling beer with my sister when we were 7 and she was 4. But it was we could walk on a golf course, and so as the golfers were coming by, we would sell beer to them for a quarter, which was a great deal for them. And that's kind of how it started. I planted the seed in my head for it, and then I did a lot of entrepreneurial things through high school. So I started a tree business. We had storms that would come through the area in North Carolina, and it would knock a lot of trees down. So we would cut up trees and haul it off from people's yards and get paid for that.
You never really wanted to have a boss.
Yeah, a boss, but I never really wanted to have a structured routine within the company, and I wanted to make my routine. Right?
Well, the beautiful thing about the real estate, you never get bored. There's not a routine that you can, this is it, Monday through Monday. There is always some extra thing or thing that goes different throughout the process in every single deal that comes in.
Right. It's always a surprise.
We can always write a book for every single deal that come in, even the one that we didn't close, because everyone has a story for us to play with it.